Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my kit videos. In this kit video, we're going to look at fixing one of the slightly more common but kind of less of an issue things or problems that you get with the Wolverine MTW and Article 1 range. And that's something that you get with, you can kind of get it with most airsoft guns. And it's something that I noticed on this, and it's absolutely bugging the shite out of me. So I've had a look around, and I've got a fix for it. So basically, the problem which I'm getting, this is my Article 1, is I don't know if you'll see this very well on camera, but the top and the bottom of the receiver here just don't quite. They're not perfect. They're not solid. Look, there's a little bit of movement there. If you can see that. And sometimes, not all the times, I kind of, because of the way I hold my article when I'm shooting it, I kind of hold it here and I'll have my hands around here. I can feel that movement just within there. So, how do we fix that? Well, this is something which I've read about on Reddit about uppers and lower receivers not quite, being a perfect fit. Apparently, it's a thing in the real steel world as well. This happens there, so it's not uncommon just to this platform. It's not like Wolverine have got a manufacturing issue with their weapons or anything like that. It's just tolerances, and in airsoft world, tolerances. So yeah, someone said that you can get an O-ring and just drop an O-ring on it, or you could just shim that so it doesn't do that, but that's not clean for me. I wasn't really massively happy about that, so I wanted to go for a slightly better option, and I came across these. What I ordered was the RA Tech Magic Pin, and this arrived, the G&P Magic Pin. Part number is just there. What I will do is I will put a link to these down there in the comments section or in the description of the video, just so that you can go and grab one if you want to grab one if you haven't already. So to buy these in the UK, the first place that I found them when I googled was about £25 each for one of these, plus a fair chunk of postage, about £5 or £6. There's literally fucking nothing here. It's light as fuck. So I kind of went further afield. Found them at 6mm for £14 each. So I bought two. One of them is already all the way over there, sat on my outdoor MTW, and this one I'm going to put on the Article 1. The Article 1 does have noticeable movement. My MTW Gen 2 doesn't, but this does have noticeable movement. So I'm going to fit it on this in front of you. So it can be a bit fiddly when you get around to the detents and stuff, but I'll try and show it on cam as best as I can for you. So what I'll do is I'm going to open it up for you right now. And as we open it up, it's just a sealed baggie. And basically it's a steel pin with a bolt through the middle. And as you tighten the bolt, it makes this thing pull together, so it pushes that bit out, which makes it fit tighter. Now, I appreciate that's really difficult to see just there with my hands going blue like this. So, what I've done is I've done a proper Blue Peter for you. Made one of these. So, if you imagine your bolt head is here, and you have your bolt head and your bolt which comes through the middle, and it's bolted in, and you're effectively threading into this. So as you tighten this bit, rather than it coming together, what it does is it pushes down on this bit like that. So that split difference there, this is your lower, this is the middle of your upper. It's pulling down on your upper, which pulls the two halves together firmly. So that's the purpose of these bolts. So like I say, I've already fitted one, and it fitted absolutely brilliant, so we're going to do that on this one. And again, this is not a criticism of the MTW Article 1 platform. It just happens. It happens on a lot of airsoft guns. These G&P things have been around for years. I've never needed them before. Now I do. They, to Wolverine's credit, they also give you the little nylon pin which goes to the back here, which you can push it down on, so it's, you kind of create a bit of tension here, so it kind of holds it here. But this is the best way of fixing this wobbly bout problem here. So, fairly standard. Let's get the pin out. So the pin on mine, as you can see, it comes out really quite easily anyway, because there's virtually no pressure on it. So once you get it to this point, this is when you start to get a little bit fruity with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my trusty pick. So there is, if I can turn it, a hole just here. And if you push a tiny little thing through there, you can actually push against that detent there. Now, if I do this and then pull that out, this detent's going to go flying that way. So really, what you would do is have something to jam into this hole here to stop that spring from fucking off into the ether. So we're going to jam that in there, As you can see, that's not worked because the spring's barely moved. So that can fuck off. And we'll just stop it from fucking off into the ether. Like that. So, old pin is out. As you can see there, the old pin, it's got a hole at the bottom, and then it's got this carved away bit all the way up to the top there. So when you pull your pin, the pin doesn't come all the way out. So we are going to lose that functionality. I'm an absolute stickler for losing functionality. I've now got 2 stock MTW pins. I don't like losing functionality, but I can kind of deal with it if I need to. So this is the descent. You can just see that it's little doubler, and then we've got a spring in here. Now, in theory, I probably don't need to put these back in because this will hold itself in. But again, I'm just a stickler for stuff just kind of working. So I am going to make this work, and there is a way of doing it. So let's get my magic pin. Now, the first thing to check is that you can get it straight, and that's quite important. One thing I will point out on this magic pin, it is shaved down one side. When I was looking at these things, they all looked fully round. I couldn't find a good picture of it close up. So here, anyone else who's going through the torment that I did, it is shaved, so it will fit flat. So we're going to drop this in. So it holds itself the right way up for you, which is an absolute godsend, because I was a little bit worried about having to fanny around with it. And this is where I found the last one a little bit awkward. You probably won't, because you're not trying to balance it in front of a camera and talk to people at the same time. But I just found it a bit awkward, just saying. So you can do it just by squeezing the bits together and then just pulling up, pulling back, not trapping your thumb. See, that's the other thing, is when you push, it will they will separate a little bit. So we'll just get that all the way down and get it in level. So what I didn't do on my MTW version was this bit. I didn't level this up, and it's already driving me crazy. So you can just see there, that's leveled up. So if I hold this here for you, a bit long, you can just see the other end pointing out, oh, it's a bit nasty, oh, the pins don't fit on the wrong size. Well, what we're going to do now, Allen key in, and I believe this is the 2mm Allen key. I'm just going to twist it, and you can see just the head's turning there, so I'm just going to keep twisting it. I'm only holding it still. Twist it, twist it, twist it. I can feel it just tensing up now. Okay, so that's kind of like, that's at the point there now where it's turning, so I'm just going to put, I've got my finger just here. So just turn that in a little bit. So now, the player's gone. Player's completely gone. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to rage down on that, because it's putting pressure on this part under here. So as much as I absolutely love my article, and I absolutely expect that it will be able to take a little bit of punishment, I'm not going to hang off it because it's pressure coming down on here. If that splits, woof, game over, mate. But what I will do is I am just going to do it what I call nip. Well, it's not what I call, it's what a lot of people call nip tight. Just there. Solid. No movement. Absolutely no movement at all. That has completely transformed it. And then because I've pulled it in on that, the length of the pin isn't even that long. So it's not even, you know, it's not long enough to get in the way or anything like that. So it's an absolute perfect fit. And there we go. That is probably one of the cheaper mods I'm ever going to do to this thing. And usability, quality of life, it just picks it all up. That's what this is all about. I'm not doing big mods, quality of life mods. I've got an extended mag switch. I've got a more vertical grip. I've now got one of these Rawtech front pins to take the wobble out of the whole thing. It's absolutely phenomenal. And yes, if I pop this pin, it'll still do the whoop whoop thing as well. What more do you want? There we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching this. Hopefully this helped you. Hopefully this will help you make your mind up as to whether you need one of these Rawtech pins or not. The answer is yes. Just bloody get one. If you think about it, just bloody get one. It's cheap money. It's 14, 15 quid. What in Airsoft is that cheap? You know, BBs are barely that cheap anymore. Grab one of these. Like I say, I will drop a link down there in the comments section. Please do drop me a comment. Please do hit that like button, which is somewhere around here. And somewhere down here, there is a sub button. Please do hit the sub button. Join me on my YouTubing journey as I improve things and try and learn things and try not to spam you with clickbait. Thank you very much, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.